So let's say you found a skeleton. How would you tell it's a dinosaur? You personally, how would you decide?
Well, interesting question. I don't know. I'd have to do some research.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dapper Reacts. I am here as usual with Kip and Vishanti. Kip, how you doing?
I'm good.
Okay.
So it's a good thing that the game was canceled last night
Oh,
because Vish and I ended up streaming for over 3.5 hours.
jeez.
Didn't feel like it either.
Yeah.
That's how you know it was
I
good.
know, right? It
Did
was
you guys
good.
watch anything, or were you just hanging out?
No, we were watching terrible shit as usual.
Okay. Well, Vishanti, I assume that means that you're doing a similar way because you had the same night as Kip did.
I mean, I have to tell you that we learned a lot of stuff on the stream last night that was just really powerful. Sometimes it takes somebody laying out two seemingly unrelated things and then bringing you into seeing how they're connected. So yesterday we were talking about, again, something that I've gone to SBL panels for, how genocidal rhetoric is weaponized in the Bible and things like that. And Kip brings out the Hutu 10 Commandments and reads them, because most of us have probably never read them. And the way that it was describing Tutsis was almost like word for word.
No,
the way
word for
that
word.
some of the text in Joshua, and Deuteronomy describes like enemies of Israel or whatever. So people immediately could see the dehumanizing rhetoric in the Hutu publication. And then we went back to read Joshua and things like that. Go, now you see it? Do you understand it now? Do you see why this is a blind spot for people who want to make excuses for one? Because taken just as it is so easy to see this is fashy, this is dehumanizing, this is genocidal.
The Tutsis deserved it.
That,
right?
God, it was just...
the words of Kip just there do not speak for the channel or Dapper Dinosaur himself. I'm just putting that out
or
there.
Kip.
He was quoting or paraphrasing the
right.
Yeah. That's...
Yeah, it was a really good stream. He quoted from a lot of really good authors, Tracy Lemos, who I've heard speak, is a genocide scholar. And yeah, it was really informative. It was timely, I think. So yeah, didn't feel like 3.5 hours.
It was over a year ago, but after that panel that you and I both attended, Vish, where Tracy Lemos was speaking, I did talk to her about coming on the channel, and she was pretty keen on it. So I'll have to touch base with her again, because she's a rock star. I almost said an effing rock star, but then I remembered where I am.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Don't use it up this early. All right, so we have a few things here.
That would have been worth it, though. I'm gonna tell you.
That, I mean, I can't be the judge of that, but okay. Let's see. Oh no, you've changed your name again, so now I have to go check to see if I can figure out what your name is, because my screen is too small and it cuts it off. Galileus Galilei, with lots of diareses all over the place for some reason, says, "I'm finally recognized for my amazing work." For 200 Argentinian pesos. Then Regios gifted 20 Dapper Dinosaur memberships, which is what I am drinking my way through here. That is why the drink counter is at 15. So I want to say thank you very much there. I also want to say, by the way, we do have a link in the pinned comment that is to a fundraiser, because Vishanti here needs some help getting herself moved out. I don't know if we need to go through the entire story. The story is on the fundraising website if you're curious as to what happened and you don't already know. But
yeah, in case you're like, didn't she just do one last year? What's going on? Like, I summarized it as much as I could, and it's right there in the little description of the fundraiser.
Basically, what used to be a tenable housing situation has very suddenly and without much notice become very untenable.
Turns out when someone just doesn't want to pay or contribute to the household anymore and they flee out of state, it screws the people that stayed.
Yep.
here.
Also, occasionally it screws your
Also,
out of
don't be
state
that guy,
friends.
because
Yeah.
that's a dick
Fling-
move.
It also
Fleeing out of
occasionally it ends up imposing on your out of state friend who just happens to be near where your former roommate fled to.
Well,
So that's
I would
another
say
thing.
that certain out-of-state friends are just naturally generous people that give folks the benefit of the doubt,
Mhm.
even when, hey, maybe it wouldn't have been the best call, but you know what? That's a reflection of their good moral character.
I'll be okay. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
go bankrupt as a result of helping out.
Yeah.
So
But hey, listen, someone else's shittiness is not a reflection on you.
I appreciate that. It's only my own shittiness that's a reflection on me. Let's see. We have a few more things to
You should
read
be.
here that I have not gone through. Where are we? Regios for $5 says, aiming for a strong start to support the channel. Well, you definitely did, and I do appreciate it. Let's see. Roshina for $4.99 says, has anyone here heard of Pilk, Pepsi and milk? Is it any good? I've never heard of that. I can't imagine why you would want to do that. It sounds absolutely terrible.
It sounds
Um,
disgusting, yes. It's like a brown cow. Do you guys know the brown cow?
They make the
Which is
chocolate milk.
No. A brown cow is root beer and milk.
I'm not. Nope.
Why?
So I don't know. It's not good.
Look,
So
I recognize
I've
that
never
there
had
might
it, but
be
I can.
a thread, because when you have, an ice cream float or a root beer float, it's similar to just milk, but I feel like there's some crucial ingredients
Mhm.
missing and a particular state of matter that
Mhm.
contributes to this being a completely different thing.
Mhm. Sapphire
Ugh.
Pause This Light, who's been a member for 14 months, says, I need to know why Kip never told us God came from a race of alien lambs. Angry face, but also AIG is a bag of dicks emoji, so we'll take a drink for it.
Last night was a learning experience for all of us, I think. So, I
So
was
good.
also watching Toast to Toast
Toast,
last night,
toast.
and learned lots of things from renowned
Cynthia
expert in
was
in
every
Hebrew
conspiracy, every
Sumerian.
pseudoscience, every pseudohistory, and just stringing them together in a grand narrative. Like we
with such
were petitioning to
with such
rename
sweet
the
confidence.
Toast to Toast bingo to Cynthia bingo, because she was all of them. We were all getting blackouts on our bingo cards. Like, it was aliens, Nibiru, Jesus, Bible codes, cryptids, alien hybrids. Like, it was everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
And she
Galileus.
was so sweet and so confident. It's just this little
Yeah.
sweet Texan lady just talking about it as if she's discussing the weather.
It was disarming. It really was.
Galilei for 200 Argentinian pesos says, can't watch this today. I'm temporarily excommunicated from the internet, but I'll make sure to drink some Negroni Spagliato. There we go. In honor of the stream later. Thank you very much. I haven't had a Negroni in a very long time.
Is that Spagliato? Is that Italian?
I think it is.
Okay, so it probably wouldn't be a hard G there.
I don't know enough Italian. I can read Italian reasonably well and figure out what it says with, enough context and maybe an access to a dictionary, but not great at pronouncing it. But
proving you are thus not a linguist.
I wouldn't say that proves that I'm not. I would say it's compatible with the fact that I'm not a linguist.
True.
Yeah, so
That's true.
It's been weird here for me. So a couple days ago, I took a little bit of a fall, and by a little bit, I mean I definitely took a fall. And I have some fairly minor but annoying injuries as a result. Yesterday, I did not stream, and also it was the general strike day, so I figured I wouldn't give Google any money yesterday, at least not any more than I had already given them. So, there's that. And then I didn't sleep that night. I mean, I might have been unconscious for maybe a total of 45 minutes across the night. I don't know, but it was very uncomfortable. So
In the
last
chat.
night I managed to sleep. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. Finish your story.
Oh, and I am currently still rather uncomfortable. My most of the joints on my left side hurt, and I've definitely got a very, very big scab that is very, very stingy every once in a while and is getting a little itchy, and I hate it. But that is why I was sort of out of everything yesterday. Is because I'll be honest, I spent most of the day high. Because it
that's
was
fair.
way more fun than being
good.
just not high and just
Yeah.
being in
CBD is a
constant.
legit pain management
Sore and
tool. So
Yep. So
miserable.
every
Yeah.
I'd say
And the-
4 or 5 hours, I took an edible.
So in the chat, they're debating about whether the Pepsi milk thing is something that Germans would drink, and I have to agree with the folks that are saying this is absolutely not a German drink. Pilk in probably a brown cow also. This feels aggressively Slavic to me.
Mm.
You know what? When it
Mm.
comes to things that Germans will consume that I feel like most people wouldn't, I got to say that raw ground pork is pretty high up there on things that Germans eat that most people don't.
Is there a cultural reason for that?
There is, but I don't know the entire story. But then again, there's a cultural reason for all foodstuffs. But I will also say that the pork that goes into, I think it's Metpolschen, is very tightly controlled, and it has to be kept under very tight controls in terms of in the store, and it has a 24-hour shelf life. Once it gets to the store from the distributor, it will be thrown out or sold within 24 hours. Those are the only options. And traditionally, it's eaten on a bit of buttered bread with some raw onions on top. So
German.
there you go, German people. What
What?
is up with you guys? I'll be honest, I'd probably try it, but only in Germany from a place that's actually licensed to sell the stuff. I would not try it anywhere else. If you were like, oh look, no, this is a U.S. store, we follow all the same regulations, I'd be like, no, I don't care, not doing it.
Mm.
Although actually, the U.S. pork supply is actually now pretty safe from parasites. So like, I'm not saying undercook your pork. I'm just saying it's a lot safer than it used to be.
I feel like pretty safe is maybe not
That's all foods,
not
though.
standard that appeals to me. Pretty safe?
Yeah.
I would prefer very safe.
Okay. I
Not
don't
just,
know.
yeah, it's pretty safe.
That's fair.
The best
sorry.
pork knuckle that I ever had was from a tiny little restaurant on the west side of Berlin that looked like a gas station. And it was cheap too.
Nice.
Man, it was good.
We have a few more super chats. Tad is mad for $5 says, I have beer and pretzels. I have a blanket. I am ready for the stupid. AIG is a pocket of pencils, pocket of penis, but spelled with PEN15S, so as to avoid the YouTube.
speak.
Yeah. Then we've got Godzilla, Mothra, and Ghidorah, so we will take a drink. Thank you very much. And that actually sounds really comfortable, and I kind of wish I had beer and pretzels.
Cozy core.
I still have peanut butter pretzel bites.
You know,
Hey.
that reminds me, I was at the store. That's the reason that when I fell, I was on my way to the store. I was walking through a gravel pit, and some of the gravel seems to have given way, or at least it seems like that's what most likely happened. Anyway, when I got there, I decided, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll get some honey mustard dots pretzels. That stuff has milk in it. It's got whey protein. And I was looking for a no animal product snack at the time. And I was a little upset that there's just whey protein in there.
Welcome to the struggle of vegans and lactose intolerant people.
Yeah. Yep.
Surprise dairy.
Or in some cases, people who are trying to keep halal or kosher when it comes to snacks, because a lot of snacks have gelatin in them, and that's big.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh, I know. My edibles are pectin-based. I look for pectin-based stuff because every once in a while, I don't want surprise meat or dairy in my food. I just want it to be what it seems like. And a pretzel, guys, a pretzel is a bunch of grain, and you cook it with lye, and you boil it, and like that's what a pretzel is. If it's got milk in it, that's a
Why would you
surprise.
put milk in this?
The same thing like when French fries are surprise meat because it was cooked in like tallow or lard or something.
Yeah,
It's like
beef tallow.
Yeah.
No.
I at least get that because that's a flavor thing. I'm going to be honest with you. Beef tallow is pretty delicious when you fry stuff in it.
Good.
Yeah. Right?
It sure is.
So does lard. However, sometimes I would like to be able to go get some potatoes and for the potatoes to not also be meat.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Let's see. We got a few more things here. Eventually we might get to the video.
The kosher / sometimes also halal topic. There's an account called Token Jews, as in token. juice, and they sell kosher edibles that are made with
Nice.
non-animal gelatin. Yeah,
I'll be honest.
pretty great.
Fearmonger.
In some cases, I think
Fearmonger
pectin is
is
better than
saying-
gelatin anyway.
Fearmonger is saying that a brown cow is actually Kahlua in milk.
I'd drink that.
I was only interested. Yeah, I would too.
drink that,
Right? Like
but-
that sounds pretty good.
That's just coffee
That's not
flavored milk with
that-
booze.
Yeah, that's common. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not that
But,
far off from
you
a
know,
mudslide.
No, it's not. But yeah, so I was introduced to the root beer and the milk under the same name. Very confusing.
Well, so there was we added something like $190 or something to the GoFundMe since we've been here.
Holy crap.
So thank you very much.
Holy crap.
Because
Very good.
let's see. Petite Flower, who's been a member for 5 months, is at the annual level, says, I hope Vicious goal gets met soon. I helped. Thank you very much. I did check, and
Thank you.
yeah, there were several recent donations, and I want to say thank you very much. As you guys know, I am keeping track of that. It has, by the way, a 1.5 multiplier. So if you spend $50 on Vishanti's fundraiser, that goes in as $150 here on the tracker. So just keep that
You're
in
not
mind.
just supporting me. You could also get Bent free pizza.
It's true. Bent got free pizza last time, almost entirely as a result of you guys supporting Vish. So you're also helping get Bent fed. Also,
Communal support, baby.
Yep.
We love it.
I also told the neighbor kids that if their ball comes over the wall between our houses in the next couple hours, I can't get them. They're going to have to wait until 2. So we'll see if they actually keep tossing the ball over and whether or not they wait till 2. I mean, they seem like they seem like nice kids. They were very polite about it and very patient and but I'm like, guys, I'm going to be busy. So don't even bother asking for the next couple hours. Because it's happened a couple times already.
What an adorable problem to have.
It is. They're very cute. About
Are they little kids?
So there's 2 of them. I think they're brothers. One looks like he's probably, I don't know, like 7 or 8, and the other one's a little older, maybe 10 or 11.
Oh, okay.
So they're still little.
Yeah,
That's nice.
Yeah.
And the older one, when he first came over, he had a Doom hat, and I was like, "That's a cool hat."
Yes.
Yeah, it was very
Hell
cool
yeah.
hat. Yeah. I appreciate
Kids
that.
are all right.
When my youngest 2 were teenagers, I think they were like 13 and 15. We got new neighbors, and the new neighbors put up like a huge fence and security cameras and locked that place down.
Oh, gee.
So that nobody would dare to come to approach the threshold, and they lost a basketball in the backyard and just hopped over the fence to go get it.
Of course.
And the new neighbors were very upset about that.
Yeah.
They were watching on the security cams.
How
There's
dare.
And then the
chat
next time it happened, they ran out and grabbed the basketball and ran back inside the house.
Oh, come on,
as
man.
as grown adults do,
That's
right?
Give the
dickbag.
kids their
And then-
ball
yeah.
back. I mean, look, if it broke
And then
your
made
window, then
made
okay,
my
fine.
kids made my
Okay,
kids ring the
there's a-
doorbell and ask for the ball
Yeah.
back, and then they had to sit through a lecture about it was ridiculous.
Yes,
There's a
Vishanti?
comment from Kyber Crystal in the chat that says, I bet the kids think it's awesome living next to a dinosaur.
They do
I
actually.
think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
But-
would have been cool.
Look, okay, I'll say this. I get the idea that if the kids trespassed and you want to tell them not to next time, you grab the ball. But you don't have to be a dick about it. You can just say hey guys, it's for our own liability and security reasons, we don't want you climbing the fence. The fence is
Here's
dangerous.
your ball back.
Here's your ball
Please
back.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come to the front
Yeah.
door next time. And I mean, to be fair to these kids, they did come to my front door. They didn't just try to
That's
break
very
in.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these were very nice kids, very well behaved as far as I can tell. And as far as I know, they're still having fun bouncing on that trampoline and tossing a little Miami Dolphins football back and forth. So I hope they enjoy it. Apparently, it was one of their birthdays yesterday, so I said happy birthday. So yeah, you know what? It's nice when you have nice, fun interactions with the neighbors. So Lieutenant Math
Yes.
Navigator for $2 says gravity sucks. It sure does. Yeah, I was one minute I was just walking, chatting to Bent about movies and why it is that everyone who drinks hard liquor in movies, it seems like it does not burn at all, and that's because they're not drinking hard liquor. They're not
It's
actually
tea
that badass. Yeah, it's
a lot
tea
of the
or
time.
apple juice, or if it's like
Mhm.
supposed to be vodka or something clear, it'll just be water, things like that. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Or
And
else those
then
actors are just real used to drinking
I doubt
straight
it.
liquor.
But then, as I was in the middle of one of those sentences, suddenly I felt my ankle roll a little bit. It was fine. The ankle's fine, actually.
Man.
And then the next thing you know, my knees hurt, and I was on my ass, and I was like, oh.
Wow.
And then I look, and like, yeah, my knee's bleeding, and my palms are bleeding, and
You know, I will say this
yeah.
is keep an eye on it, because I took a pretty nasty fall off a bike once,
Mhm.
skinned my knee up really bad, and I thought, okay, well, I've got this, and I came home and cleaned it and
Mhm.
bandaged it up and put, like, Neosporin and stuff on it.
Oh yeah.
And the pain kept getting worse, and it kept getting even more tender, and
Mm.
I noticed that, like, redness was spreading underneath
Yeah,
the
that's an
bandage,
infection.
and I was like, oh dear.
Mm.
And yeah, my roommate, whose mom is a nurse, was like, you need to go to the doctor. And so I was like, back.
Yep.
And I did. And when they, pulled off the bandage, they were like, oh yeah, that's infected. So we're gonna go get some antibiotics, and we're gonna shoot you in the ass, and then we're
Mhm.
going to treat this and clean it and
Oh, was it
send you
that
on your way. And I
was
was
it that fun, like, the consistency of peanut butter ass shot for the antibiotics? Yep, it was.
it
Sure
was the
was.
most painful.
I hate that one. Yeah, you
And
get
that's
that
the
one at the
only
beginning of
time
boot camp.
in my life that I've ever had any kind of reaction to a shot ever.
It's
Because I
rough.
got it, and they waited, like, 30 seconds, and I was like, all right, whatever. And I start to shuffle to the front desk to check out. And then I start getting the ringing in your ears, and I was
Mhm.
feeling like kind of lightheaded, and I got super pale and clammy, and they were like, oh shit, and had to catch me before I.
My
So,
reaction to it wasn't that bad, but it wasn't great either. And also I am keeping track. Currently, the wounds on my hands they're fine. They barely exist in the first place. On my knee, it is not getting warm or red or swollen, and pain is going down. So I think
Good.
I'm good on that one. Yep.
Awesome.
As I get older, I worry more and more about rolling my ankles, because you can kind of feel it, like when you're walking
Mhm.
on uneven terrain, you can feel them slip a little bit more than they did
Mhm.
when you were in your 20s and 30s. It's like, man,
Yep.
one of these days.
I tell you, that's the other thing that disproves, like, special, like, bespoke design of the human body: elbows and ankles.
They're so
Boy.
horrible.
Yep.
Knees are actually not that bad, but not great either. I mean, I already have a bad knee, and this, by the way, was an injury to my non-bad knee. So yeah, last night when it was cold, I got to have the pain from the recent injury as well as ache in my bad knee from the cold. That was great. I loved it. It was my
It's going to be
favorite.
about 85 Fahrenheit today. It was in the 8. It was like close to that yesterday. That's about 1 or
I'm not
so
sure exactly.
Celsius.
Yeah, it's about that.
Wow.
Ugh. Love January.
Kib, you
So
should come down and
January.
hang out with me when it's in the low 40s.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. You'll just melt. Petite flower for
You're gonna
$5.
kill him.
He'll just be a puddle.
He'll just.
Yeah.
Petite flower for $5 says, I bruised a rib cage skating last week and the pain was unbelievable. Oh man, yeah, bruised ribs. I know it was a bruise because it feels much better already. Well, I'm glad it wasn't a break, because a broken rib is real shit, and you can't
It's like
put
every time you breathe.
Yeah.
you can't put like a cast on your rib cage. It doesn't work that way.
Prixie Purple, thank you for this, says, important note, Dapper Dinosaur.
Mhm.
If you put Neosporin on an abrasion and it still gets infected, tell the doctor you put Neosporin on it, because it might be resistant to those antibiotics from there.
Ah, okay.
Today I learned.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Well, luckily I put on a very liberal coating of Neosporin. In fact, I think it's time to go get some new Neosporin after washing it.
Yeah,
And,
somebody actually
yeah.
bought me some Neosporin off my wish list, and
Oh.
I got a really gnarly cut, like cardboard paper cut, which are
Ugh.
freaking even worse than like paper. And I put Neosporin on it, and I'm like, I'm gonna keep an eye on how that affects my healing from now on.
Please do. Look,
Thanks for the tip, Prixie.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to be okay. Although I will say I do plan
Yeah.
to take another edible almost immediately, directly after this. Lieutenant Matt the Navigator for $5 says, I have a medical condition that prevents me from eating raw pork. It's called self-preservation instinct.
Trichinosis.
Let's see. Tad is mad for $5 says, St. George citrus vodka made with orange peel oil, so it's not acidic. Ooh. In a White Russian makes it taste like Terry's chocolate orange, FYI. All right.
Yes.
That
good.
sounds pretty damn good. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. Now, is that the St. George from the Dragon? Because I know he's really popular in Russia. I've seen a lot of Russian depictions of St. George. St. Nicholas is also really popular in Russia, but not so much like American Santa, but like St. Nicholas from Myra
The actual
in
saint,
Turkey,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, like if you see a statue of a guy dressed like a bishop in or outside a Russian church, and he's holding 3 orbs, yeah, that's St. Nicholas, and those orbs represent the dowries that he gave to the cobbler so that his
I was gonna say-
daughters could go get married.
St. Nicholas
He
pondering
gave
3
them
orbs.
orbs?
No, he actually gave them bags of gold, according to the legend, but they're symbolically being represented
Oh,
as
okay.
3 golden orbs because that's a lot easier than 3 sacks of whatever.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's just like when you see a painting of Jesus holding a golden orb, that's supposed to be the earth. But like, it's a lot easier to just
Yeah.
paint 1 golden orb than to actually try to figure out how to paint like an actual
Like,
spherical
draw
map of the
continents
earth.
and
Yeah. So it's a golden orb. It's fine. Because look,
My
a lot
Infinite
of
Journey says for Minneapolis in single digits, shut your whore mouth. But also solidarity.
a lot of religious art is not supposed to be like hyper literal. It's supposed to be symbolic, and you're supposed to. There's usually a whole like lexicon of symbols that goes with a religious art tradition that is meant for people inside the tradition to understand, and it can be confusing for those outside of it. That's why
Fearmonger. Fearmonger says Saint Nick had 3 balls. Sounds like an interesting medical condition.
Yeah, that's also why like people are like, what like you how are halos supposed to work? It's like it's not supposed to be a real thing. It's a symbol. It's supposed to be God's light shining through the person, not an actual physical disc of gold that's supposed to be behind people's heads. Like, come on. All right, we got a whole bunch more, I think. Or was that the most recent one? Nope. I skipped over some because of the way this stupid mouse works. Let's see. All right, so my unfinished journey for $6.66 says, hail Nero, hail Daps, Kip, and Vish, and hail my new job that starts on Monday. Well, congratulations. You know what? We'll take a drink for that.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Cheers, man. Here we go. I am drinking a martini. I was going to drink some cider, but then I drank it last night because I kind of didn't feel great last night because I was in pain. So I was like, you know what?
You don't have to justify it. You
Cider.
just wanted to. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, there is that. Let's see. Ambi Z for $5 says, my knees and ankles are misaligned, so my knees sure feel like they're designed poorly. Yikes. With a laughing, smiling face emoji. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. I actually have a thing where my left ankle turns inward. And it used to turn in a whole lot more, but then I had a brace for years. And now it only does a little bit. But it still does mean that, you know, like if I'm lying on my back, my right ankle toes are going to be pointing straight up. Left foot, they're going to be pointing towards the right foot. Because my ankle's a little bit misaligned. Yep. You guys are learning all sorts of medical stuff. Lieutenant Matt the Navigator for $5 says, well, most people that believe in humans are well-designed can't tell their blank donkey from their elbow anyway. Yeah, they can't tell their donkey from... It's true. I mean, it's not literally true, but yeah. All right. I skipped Metageeky Super Chat. Let me see if I can find it. I'm sorry. Where... Okay, I'm seeing
Lieutenant Matt the Navigator says Trichinella the dish.
Metageeky.
Trichinosis and salmonella? Oh.
There it is. There it is.
A good dairy combo is, lambic framboise? Framboise with vanilla ice cream. What is not a good drink is AIG brine, in which sausages are pickled in pilk. Translates flag Mothra.
Take a drink, but go gross. Sorry for missing that. And thank you for getting it. And that was for $5 from Metageeky. All right. So we do have the super chat goal, which we're actually coming up on halfway through. If we get it, not only will the guests be unleashed, they'll be able to say F bombs, and even
Hey,
if
that
I
only
notice
applies
them,
to Kip.
it technically is supposed to apply to you. I'm just bad at it.
You didn't stipulate a lot of that at the beginning, so no, that does not apply to me.
Sorry,
It does
I
now.
got distracted. What's applying to
Don't
me?
worry about it, Kip. It's fine. And also, we will
Because
do.
I can moderate my F bombs, and when I don't, you just don't pick them up.
I try to. And when we get it, if we get it finished, there are some options here in a poll for what else we will do. One of which is we will continue reading through English as she is spoke or just in sober earnest. Another one is I will wear my human suit and my suit on top of that. That would be on Tuesday, because I'm not going to go change right now. And then I explain why I'm not a linguist, which is another option that if you want, we could do that. All right, let me just double check the fundraiser to see if it has changed. It has not since last time I checked, which means, guys, we're about to get into Nick and Fat Ass Dog Emperor. So when last we left
Okay.
off, they were wondering why Plesiodapis, a word they cannot even begin to try to pronounce well, was on this, given that it did not have any listed changes in like anatomy, whether losses or gains of structure.
Dapper.
Yes.
I just remembered to tell you something. This is from yesterday during Kip's stream. You're going to be so proud. Oh my
Oh.
god. Okay. So
It's
I asked
true.
a question.
I know what she's gonna say.
Discussing, like, read the Canaanites.
Mhm.
Talking about, like, oh, at a certain part of history they just didn't exist anymore. And I said, well, hey, what happened to
Mhm.
them? Did they intermarry? Did they like get it wiped out by the late Bronze Age collapse? Like, what was going on there? And the way Kip explained it was cladistics.
Eventually.
Oh.
He said,
Eventually.
okay, so imagine that you have the Canaanites, and then there's like
Imagine
little
a boy
subgroups
Canaanite
that come out of
falls in
that.
love with
Boy
a
Canaanite.
yeah, sorry.
But yeah, like people speciate and become like
Kind of.
Israelites or Ammonites,
Yeah.
and it was I'm explaining it using those terms, so he didn't say
Right.
it exactly that way. And I went, oh my god, it's like a clade. They're all in the clade of Canaanite. And then, Israelites, they're still Canaanites, but they're Israelites, they're distinct. And
Mhm.
I was so proud. I was like, oh my god, we got to tell Dapper.
That
You're
is pretty
learning
cool.
things in histories. This is so great.
It turns out the concept of a
So it's
clade
not
is
like
actually useful
Canaanites
for a lot
don't
of things.
exist.
Yeah.
It's that
We
their
now call them
descendants
Israelites.
specialized.
Yeah.
And
What she is not
Edomites and all the other.
what she's not telling you though is that I attempted like 3 explanations prior to arriving on the clade one. Unfortunately.
So what I'm hearing though is that this show is helping to make you better able to explain things in your field, Kip.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
I am going to be proud
we
of
love
that.
Multidisciplinary power ups.
Tad is Matt for $5 says, I still think that someone needs to check out Dapper's gravel pit because there's a mystery unraveling there. Knee injuring mystery with the Godzilla. I think it's fine. But thank you. I'll take a drink for the Godzilla. Guys, every once in a while someone falls. It's not that big a deal. It hurts, and I'm kind of old, and I already have a bad knee, so it sucks extra. But like,
everybody hurts their knees.
It's true. Look, I'm pretty sure that by like tomorrow, I'll only notice any pain if it's stinging from like the wound when I bend my knee, and like in a few days I'll be fine. Or maybe my knee will just itch because scabs itch. Anyway, here we go. Let's see what they have for us. They don't know why Plesiodapis is on here, although it's pretty obvious. It's because it's the first primate that we have an example of. Lieutenant Matt the Navigator for $5, really trying to make sure I don't hit play, says, and all of the derived Canaanites thought their neighbors were the basal ones.
Yes. Yes.
Nice.
Exactly.
I appreciate us using the language of evolutionary biology to describe.
I did use the word basil.
You did
yesterday.
Wow. I'm impressed. I'm impressed by
but
both of you.
It's credit to Kip because it was his
still
his
that's great.
Yeah.
I feel proud. It's like watching your
proud.
It's like watching your kid ride a bike for the first time. All right, I'm gonna hit play.
It's such a change too. It looks so much different. It's like literally.
I love that it looks so much different. The main difference is just the color that the artist decided to paint the fur in.
Right.
Because these guys are so stupid, they think that like changing fur color is some kind of dramatic change. Even though I'm pretty sure they're aware of dogs, because one of them is called Fat Ass Dog, and dogs have all sorts of fur coats, and we don't really consider that to be a major change. Oh, thanks for running out of memory there, YouTube Studio. I love it when you do that. That's my favorite thing. YouTube.
What happens when that happens?
That happens, I get a little error message, and it says, "Oh, you've run out of memory," and then I have to refresh the page. It's not that bad.
Oh, I see.
It's a minor annoyance, but it's been happening to me. It happens to Craig. It happens to Toon. I'm pretty sure it's happening to everybody.
Wow.
Literally a whole different class. Like it's a primate. It went from a marsupial or a mammalia to a primate, and
No, it's still mammalia because that's a higher group.
It went from a mammal to a primate. Like
primates are mammals. Mm-hmm. Which
went from a canine to a dog.
Oh my god. Oh man. Next thing you know, something's gonna go from a lizard to an iguana. Yeah. Unacceptable.
Lady Moonweb says, "Hey Dapper, I'm near the start of the video, the hard liquor comment. They don't pull a face? Nah, mate. That's because they're not drinking Top Shelf. Top Shelf never burns."
I don't think they're doing that either because movie sets love to cut costs. Love it.
But also, with as many takes as you typically will have to do making a TV show or a film, you don't want your actor hammered.
Although some of them just show up that way.
Yes, and we don't want to work with those folks.
No.
So.
Also, apparently, there's a movie that recently premiered in a few places or is premiering in a few other places. It's getting very low ticket sales. And apparently, a significant majority of the crew would not have signed on if they had known who the director was. And also, 2/3 of the crew have asked not to be credited.
Not to be credited?
Yeah. Which,
right?
Also, the theaters are almost completely empty, if not fully empty. And it's so bad. I have a post that I saved yesterday of listings going up on various places like Craigslist where it's like, we'll give you $50 if you sit through the whole thing.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
I'm not, nope.
You heard
I'm like, you know what?
That.
I could put in noise canceling earbuds and just scroll my phone the whole time.
You know what? That's a good
This
point.
isn't the Alamo Draft House. They won't kick you out. Nobody cares.
Yeah, especially at that movie.
Give me $50 all around. Yeah.
If they care, move to the back. There'll be open seats there.
It's gonna bomb. Give me $50.
Yeah, that South Africa just said nope. We're not showing it.
Oh well,
anywhere.
why would you? Yeah. It's just going to lose money
why
anywhere
would
you go.
Yeah.
Like, look, and even if it doesn't lose money in the sense it doesn't cost more than the ticket sales to run the movie, you'll lose the opportunity cost, right? Because that's a big thing in economics is opportunity cost, which is the opportunity cost of whatever action you're about to undertake in an economic scenario is what you would get out of the next best option you could do, right? So that is a screen that could show a movie that would sell tickets. And whenever it doesn't, even if showing that movie doesn't technically lose money in the sense of like it costs more to screen the movie than you get from ticket sales, it still means you lose out on what you would have gotten for screening a movie that would get people to spend on tickets.
Yeah. I mean, like the movie theaters really don't deserve to take a loss on this because they make their money off of like refreshments. That's why tickets are so high. It's because they're making their money on refreshments. But Amazon is such a big company, it can write off a loss like this. It doesn't matter. Even when you do Hollywood accounting, you form an LLC, and that's the one that takes all the losses and whatnot. They can afford that. They don't care.
Yeah, well, Amazon
just toss however much money they want.
Let's just say this. Jeff Bezos was clearly not buying this movie because he expected a return on his investment in terms of ticket sales.
It's propaganda.
I mean,
and it's so funny that everyone's like, yeah, we don't want to watch that shit.
Are we even sure that Melania Trump made this movie because she was desperate to make a movie?
I mean,
not really anything's going on up there.
I'm pretty sure it was just ego.
Yeah.
It's just ego.
Like I've seen
and money. I mean, she got a whole bunch of money.
Not that she needs it.
She did.
Let's see. Templar Warden for 5 New Zealand dollars says Dongo decided this should be sent. Well, thank you very much. Let's see. Like at a certain point,
I mean,
do we pretend we're even trying to watch a video?
No.
Goop do 3.
Honestly,
for
if
5.
I got
40 million,
if I got
or something,
$28 million for making a movie, I feel like at that point I maybe wouldn't care so much.
I don't care to watch this because I already know what I need to know about Ava Brown.
Fair. Hey, Vishanti, your video hitched a little bit, and now there's an audio desync. Do you think you could like hang up and come right back in?
Nope.
Sorry about that, everybody. Technical difficulties. All right.
Okay.
Oh yeah, much better. Much better. Thank you very
Better?
much. Yeah.
Okay, that's weird.
It was just like the desync was starting to like claw at the back of my eyeball and was like, nope, something's off. Let's see. Goop23 for $5 says, you can get your dongs in all different colors. Alex Home. Thank you. Let's see. What else do we have here? We got Tad is mad for $5. The photo of the second king of middle North America with Brent Ratner and Sean Combs is really telling. It sure is. Yeah. Birds of a feather, right?
Freaking Brett Ratner. Jeez.
Yeah. With Sean Combs. It's like, oh, so these are all, it's just a picture of statues of humans made out of shit. Is what that picture
Shit,
is.
birds of a feather flock together.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Had no changes. That's weird.
Yeah,
it's not no changes, but you know what? I've already gone over what the distinctives are for primates, like claws going to nails, trichromacy, things like that. Changes to like the shoulder girdle, whatever. We don't need to go through it all again.
and then after that, it turns into a cat looking like this thing looks like a cougar or something.
that
You know?
Like a cat?
Does
Or
that look like a
cougar?
cat?
No,
No.
it really doesn't.
I mean,
Oh no.
it's a
maybe
quadruped
if
with
you're
a tail.
if you're squinting a lot,
Yeah.
like I'm squinting, it kind of looks like a cat.
Kerning.
Oh, yeah. Alex Horn,
Sorry,
not Alex
Kenny.
Home for $4.99 says from Roshina. I guess I don't know who Alex Horn is, so I wasn't sure. Sorry about that. I'm, you know what? We'll take it as a Dapper as a professional. I'm thirsty. It's my drink counter. I get to do what I want.
It's fine.
Why is this not working? Did I hit my numlock key? I think I did. I was trying to adjust the tracker, and it's just like, what if you're just not typing at all? I'm like, I am typing though. And we'll double check the fundraiser here. Looks like it has not changed, but if you do have a few extra dollars to toss towards Vishanti's move, please do. This is not the last time we're going to be promoting it. I'm also seeing if I can get Erica to promote it. She's got an upcoming talk with Will, and we're trying to get another stream on top of that will be primarily to support the fundraiser if the fundraiser isn't met by then. So,
Oh my god.
yeah. Also, Will hasn't emailed me yet, even though he said he wanted to talk to me. So, Will, if you see this,
Maybe he's busy.
hit me up.
Yeah.
He's seen my channel before. He's been to my channel. He's in my comments on one of my videos. To be fair, it was a video that called him out by name and said, "Is Will Duffy a science denier?" So, and he was very gracious in those comments, by the way. So I want to say I
you
appreciate
were
it.
not scathing. So
No, I mean I was trying to give my honest opinion, which was that I think Will is misinformed on many topics, but that doesn't mean that he can't fix that. And the degree to which he does actually take on board new evidence will be the degree to which I consider him to be a science denier. Because look, I don't think I was a science denier when I was wrong about evolution because I had not been exposed to good information about it. So, Roshina says, Alex Horn from Taskmaster, watch it, love it, praise it. Yeah, I don't think I have seen it, Taskmaster. Is that one?
the only Taskmaster I recognize is the comic book character.
Okay.
Tony Masters.
The Screen Geek, who's been a member for 33 months, says, "Oh no, I'm late. Forgot it was Saturday. What did I miss? Did Dapper screw up audio? I don't think so. Was Kip on time? Yes. Our AIG is still a bag of Charles Jackson. We'll take a drink because they absolutely still are."
Hey, Lindenol.
Oh, hey, Landon is here. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on your time zone and latitude and space-time curvature, i.e. gravity. Hi, Landon.
Yeah.
If Art
And
Bell
then
was a physicist.
Landon is many things. He has numerous world records for finding new prime numbers. He's a computer scientist. He's a planetary scientist. He does volcanology studies. He's been to Antarctica more times than I've been to most other places in the world. He has a shot glass made from recycled glass from glass bottles in Antarctica that was made in Antarctica. It has a map of Antarctica on it.
That's cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So, and Landon has a Wikipedia page.
He does, yes, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Aerododger in the chat says such bullshit that Vishanti needs to do a fundraiser to stay alive in the richest country on earth.
Agreed. Yep. You're not going to hear an argument from me there, but that is what it is. I'm just going to hit play before I decide to start talking about that too much.
It says forward-facing eyes and grasping digits. What the?
Okay. Do you think that these guys are actually going to be confused by the idea of forward-facing eyes and grasping digits? Because that's a really simple thing to understand, but they've been confused by very simple things. Okay. All right. So, guys, in case you're watching
I was thinking it as it was coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
I was like,
in case you're wondering, forward-facing is how your eyes are as a human, or how a dog's eyes are, or a cat's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at, say, a cow or a goat or a deer or a rabbit, their eyes face to the side. Now, why did primates evolve forward-facing eyes, even though they're still herbivores, which is what we usually associate sideways-facing eyes for? Well, it's because they were starting to live and move through tree branches as active foragers. And in order to go navigate from branch to branch through a complex 3D environment, you need to have really good depth perception, which means that it was a stronger selection pressure to be able to grasp branches as you're swinging around through the trees than it was to be able to have a wider field of vision, which is what the sideways-facing eyes give you. So even cows and goats and whatnot, they have a little bit of binocular vision towards the front, but not very much. Whereas humans and dogs and cats and whatnot have a lot of overlapping field of vision. So they have a lot of depth perception there.
There's this trend, I guess, to refer to predators as having forward-facing eyes, whereas prey animals typically don't. And I was thinking, yeah, but the hammerhead shark.
Yeah, so there are exceptions, right? One of the things with that is that sharks actually, a lot of their hunting is done by sensing electrical fields in the water, which means that vision is less important for them. But overall, all things being said and done, it is the case that typically predators have forward-facing eyes, and typically prey animals have side-facing eyes. But there are things that can overcome that. Like dolphins have pretty side-facing eyes, but again, they're not using vision as their primary hunting sense. They're using echolocation. So that's why, like dolphins and hammerhead sharks get weird exceptions. Also, there was a species of goat that used to be on, I think, Cyprus that had forward-facing eyes because it just didn't have natural predators. So it just evolved to have forward-facing eyes, and you can look at reconstructions of it, and it looks like a horrible monster. It's so unnatural looking. It's like a knot goat. It's like the knot deer, but for goats. It's a knot goat.
No, what's the really, really hideous looking goat? It's like a Levantine species.
Oh, yeah. I think it's just a breed, but it's like, I think it's like they're from Syria or something. I can't remember the name of the breed. Lieutenant Matt the Navigator for $5 says Roger holds the world record.
Damascus.
Damascus goat. Damascus goat. There you go. Yeah, they do look. They're super cute as babies, though.
They are, but then
they grow up.
Horrific.
Yeah, they're a little unfortunate looking. Lieutenant Matt the Navigator for $5 says Roger holds the world record for finding non-biological vulvae. That's probably true. Yeah. Yeah. Also, non-biological penises. He's pointed to a lot of different rocks and said that's a penis. It's like, okay, Roger.
Do you think Roger understands that the phrase "getting blood from a stone" does not refer to rock vulvas?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't think he knows. He's added a new color now as to something that can indicate that a rock is actually made with blood, and it's green. So now red, black, and green rocks are all made from blood.
So Vulcan rocks?
All of them.
Yeah, I made that same comment when I heard about that. I was like, so wait, was this giant giant Spock from the Infinite Vulcan, season 1, episode 9 of the animated series?
It's fine.
All right, so when it comes to grasping digits, what that means, guys, if you watch, which you probably won't, but that's okay. What that means is fingers that can hold on to things like branches, as opposed to fingers that are all arranged and roughly even in size forward. You know, like you have like on a dog or a cat, where they're great for running, and they have claws that can be helpful with capturing prey, but like you can't really get a cat to be able to use like a cup to drink out of. Like that's not going to work. You can't do it. Dinosaur Dude for €11 says, wait, there's a goal? Yeah, Myotragus. Yes. Was weird and cold-blooded. Wait, Myotragus was cold-blooded? I don't think I ever heard about that.
Ah!
Do you have a sourse on that? Because I have never heard that, and that sounds really weird. And like, I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm just saying I would like to read about this.
Our Hanak, I'm sorry, 415 in the chat writes, hammerheads do have very good forward vision.
Hey guys, we have gotten to Bent Gets Free Pizza,
Woo!
which means I get double cost pizza.
Ah,
Katie
love
Lewis,
Very
fresh pizza.
yeah, fresh
So
pizza.
good.
Katie Lewis for $10 says, "Opportunity for positive mischief. There is an ebook about Melania Trump titled Melania Devourer of Men oof, that the author is giving away so it can outsell the official bio. Excellent." Also, I gotta
Wow.
say that I feel bad because the Melania movie that we should have had was about Melania, Blade of Mikola, and the waterfowl dance.
Melania.
I don't care. They're
Okay.
spelled the same way, and the one in Elden Ring says Melania, and so that's why I prefer that
Well,
one because
this
she's a better
one-
Melania.
Yeah, I suspect so.
Yeah.
But this one's from Slovenia, where they would not pronounce that with the long. That's fine. That's fine.
But I like the one from the video game more because she's cooler. She's got really
I
cool
recognize that.
swords. She also does not have nearly as many limbs as the one in the White House, to be fair.
And I'm sure that she doesn't look like that.
No, but
with
on the
her,
other hand,
like,
she is mostly scar
she-
tissue. So
Just squished.
no, she does not look like that, but she is also mostly scar tissue at this point.
Hateful eyes.
So like I don't know which one's better, scar tissue or just that weird face that the one in the White House makes. I don't know.
It's like having like a lift and your eyes, under eyes, what they call it?
A lift. I
upper
feel like
lid,
it's been at least
blepharopat-
3 lifts.
blepharoplasty, something like that. It's gross.
I wouldn't know.
Anyway.
I did actually once go to a plastic surgeon repeatedly for various follow-ups because I had stitching that was done on my face that was very complicated, and so the hospital actually called in a plastic surgeon because they didn't have their
Okay.
own doctors were like, you know what, this is a very complex shape, and we're going to call in a guy who
They do
does who
reconstruction.
stitches on like a really complex
Yeah.
shaped scar, because basically it was a scar over my eyebrow, but it had like
Fearmonger's like,
it was like a lambda shape, like a
oh, Vish,
lowercase
don't
lambda.
do that. I'm trying to get my face to go like upwards and not like outwards. It's just
Yeah.
hard. Like,
So it was a little
'Cause-
weird
yeah.
going into the plastic surgeon's office with all the people who were like getting rhinoplasties and whatnot. But it was just like a follow-up for like the actual time I had to go to the hospital to get stitches. Yeah. Dinosaurian dude for €2 says Megalania was a vicious predator. Yes, that's true. But
indeed.
and also probably cold-blooded. But what about Myotragus? Was that cold-blooded? I'm so confused.
Cold-blooded goat. That's
With
cursed.
forward-facing eyes. It's basically a nightmare.
That's like
Shadim
thumbs and
confirmed.
fingers and stuff.
Okay, and then they were like,
Oh, you know what? Nick got it. He said fingers and stuff. So Nick knew what grasping digits meant. So you know what?
Fingers
Very
and
nice.
stuff.
We're gonna take a drink for Nick getting something right. Good job, Nick. You did it. I kind of thought you wouldn't, to be honest.
Does and stuff mean like toes?
Probably because it also includes toes.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
most primates have very good grasping toes. Humans not so much,
Right.
but most of them do.
Not so much.
Some
mean-
some can though.
Yeah, humans can grip things with their toes.
No.
Tad is mad says, "Why is Vish turning into the bad guy from Star Trek Insurrection?"
Ah!
Oh,
Yeah, I deserve that.
boy, was that a movie that exists.
That was a horrible movie.
Mm.
But it had his purple
Wow.
space bazooka. For some reason.
Like, what if we
Uh,
just made a Star Trek movie where the bad guys get lots of really bad plastic surgery?
Mhm.
Okay.
And also where the characterization for Jean-Luc Picard is exactly the opposite of what it has been in previous episodes of the show.
Yep.
Because remember, when it
True.
came time to forcibly
Yep.
remove some Native American colonists on a new planet to another place, and they objected, citing their previous history of forcefully being moved to new places, Picard was like, sorry, I got orders. But this time, because he met a MILF, he changed his mind. You know it was the MILF power that did it, right? That's what happened.
That's something that I think fits more in line with the fanon version of Kirk.
Yeah, it would be the fan version of Kirk, not even the real version.
The fan version of Kirk. Like
Yep.
the canon Kirk actually isn't that guy, but it's less fun.
he's certainly more that guy than Picard ever was.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely teaches, like, at least that one green-haired lady what is love. He teaches her that, and
Yes.
several episodes involve exes of Kirk. It's like, oh hey, I'm glad we could catch up, after our relationship. And he's like, I'm your lawyer. I'm prosecuting you. I can't talk to you. Like, oh, okay. Let's see. Nita,
Awkward.
who's been a member for 33 months at the Amniote level, says, the first time I realized I like women was because I kept losing to Melania. That surely means something. You know what? If your awakening
Well done.
for women was Melania Blade of Mikola, good for you.
It's like, I just can't beat Diablo, guys. I don't know what the problem is. Lilith.
All right.
Oh yeah, vitamin C metabolism must be introduced in diet.
Yeah, scurvy is a thing. This is why humans, as well as most primates, in fact, I believe all primates that are extant, can get scurvy. Mine Finished Stock for $5 says, don't grasp for basic concepts, or do if that's what it takes to educate yourself. At any rate, like and share the stream. Yes, please do like and share the stream. Because actually, I'm seeing that we have 116 people watching, only 52 likes, which means, unfortunately, I like less than half of you, half as well as you deserve. So hit that like button, or you get Bilbo'd again.
Claude Simeon writes, Kirk in the first 2 seasons of Star Trek was pretty darn thoughtful. Agreed. Season 3 Kirk suffered like everything else.
Yeah. Well, they had a lot of turnover in writers, and it was a whole thing. Lieutenant Math Navigator for $5 says, Riker is who Fenn and Kirk wants to be when he grows up.
Yes. Yes. Agreed. Yep. And it's always funny to me because if you've ever known trombone players in real life, they are nothing like Riker. Not 1%. Trombone players in real life, they're a little weird and eccentric, and that's fine. They're very cool people, but they're not like Riker.
Well, maybe.
And if you're a band kid, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
We just hit the Dapper fancy avatar, so I'll have to put up a fancy avatar poll.
Hey.
Whoop, whoop. And maybe
Dormammu Dapper.
He'll be on the poll. Maybe in 300 years, trombone players will be very different.
It wasn't my
I like
primary
trombone
instrument,
players
but I
being
used
a
to
little
play the
oddball.
trombone.
I like them the way they are. They're a little weird, and that's fine.
I'm not saying they should be different. I'm just saying you never know what's going to happen in 300 years. Maybe they'll turn into stereotypical
years
bards.
And they're still like this. I have a good relationship with low brass instruments in general because being a timpani player, I would sit like right behind them in the orchestra, and I would tune according to like their particular pitch that day because temperature and humidity can affect how in tune you are. Anybody who's seen a marching band in the wintertime, everyone's sharp. And it's awful.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break for anyone to grab some fresh drinks, grab a snack, use the bathroom real quick. We will be playing a trailer for the next episode of Star Trek Adventures, which should have been yesterday, but for more than one reason wasn't. But for $2, Tad is Mad says, Vish trombonophile detected. There you go. Vish, are you
I'm a timpanophile.
Okay. Well, you can be more than one kind of file.
Mm-hmm.
You can be a bibliophile too.
I've never been good at playing any brass instruments. I've tried. It's
not about being good.
Shofar that I have above my shelf.
True. Dapper's right about this.
It's not about being good. It's about liking and being interested in the thing.
Yes.
Like bibliophiles can be illiterate. It's fine.
Tuning to the low brass is dangerous. No, it's required. If you want the orchestra to sound good, your pitch can be completely mathematically correct according to the tuner. But if everyone else is out of tune, you're going to sound like the one that's wrong. So I would get my timpani calibrated, and then when the orchestra come in and warm up, I would make slight adjustments because that's what you need to do. And that's one of the things, like playing vibraphone in the marching band in the wintertime sucks because it doesn't change pitch according to the temperature, but the band does. And if they're all flat and the vibraphone isn't, it sounds sharp.
Well, we're going to be back in just a little bit.
Sounds like...
So, I hope everyone enjoys the quick break. And like I said, just give us a few and we'll be right back. Next time on Star Trek Endurance.
Security Officer's Log, Stardate 60672.8. The Kongzi is docked at Narendra Station for secondary warp core replacement, after we ejected it in an attempt to save the USS Ontario. I have been temporarily assigned to station security by Admiral Herbert. Apparently, there has been a theft from a locker in one of the archaeology labs. Some typical artifacts from Alpha Tauri 2 have been stolen, and I am in charge of the investigation. Of course, the captain has made the crew of the Kongzi available to assist me and the Admiral, and she is anticipating the new warp core will be operational in a matter of hours. The theft of such important artifacts directly from under the noses of both Starfleet and the Klingon Defense Force is troubling. Hopefully, I can get to the bottom of this and the culprits will be brought to justice. Ideally, including the return of the artifacts. Typical technology is extremely dangerous, and having it in the wrong hands could spell disaster for the sector.
Discovering the identity of the culprit does not prove to be particularly difficult for a security officer as skilled as Tech, but finding them out in the Shackleton Expanse is another matter. If they find the perpetrator, that will be the least of their worries, as the stolen technology proves to be as dangerous as Tech feared, and it is most certainly in the wrong hands. Can the crew catch up with the thief and recover the artifacts before disaster strikes? Find out next time in The Orion Heist, only on the Top Hats Off channel. All right, well, most of us are back. Vishanti asked that we go ahead without her because she's going to be a little bit... as far as I know, she's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, there she is. All right, so we are coming back. First of all, I want to say thank you very much because we are now at 66% of the way to the goal. We are at $3,939, which is a big jump from last time.
I can pay rent.
Yeah, so it's a big deal. And I really do appreciate it. Also, we just got 5 more Dapper Dinosaur memberships gifted by Dinosaurian Dude. So we're going to take 5. I'm going to take 5 drinks while Vishanti tells us about why it is that the warp core glows so much. I'm just making shit up. Just, Vishanti, say things.
Okay. Yeah, so I could talk people's ears off about what makes a good timpani player. If any of you have anyone in your life that's a percussionist who wants to learn more about like being the best timpani player that ever was, I can give you some tips and tricks because I might have gotten my scholarship based on marimba skills and things like that, but timpani is really where I consider my home instrument, and I got very good at it. You need a good ear, and you need a good muscle memory for the pedals on whatever timpani you're using. Also, don't stand up and play them. Perch on a stool like a civilized person, because how else are you supposed to make quick changes between the pedals and things like that if you're jumping from foot to foot? That's ridiculous. Don't do that. So,
okay,
a good assortment of mallets helps. Different materials, different wood types.
All right, so it is time for the after the break little commercial here, and we're going to modify it a little bit. I'm going to say, yes, this channel is supported almost entirely through direct support from my audience members. There's a Patreon. There is the channel memberships. Go check those out. There's the merch down below this video. I have a wish list. Kip and Vishanti both have both have Patreons. Their channels are linked. Vishanti also has a wish list. All that stuff helps out. But what I'm really going to ask for help with is that views and watch time are a bit down on the channel, and I would like to get that to go be reversed, right? Because as a general rule on YouTube, you can either grow or shrink. There are really not a whole lot of other options until you get down to some like minimum number, at which point you just kind of have a zombie channel. And right now, the growth is not in the direction that I would like. So what I would ask is find some of my favorite videos that you have and just share those. Put them on Facebook, send them in emails to people who you think might like them, or hate them, I don't care. Put them on your Blue Sky or your Threads or Mastodon or whatever it is you're using, which is, I'm assuming isn't Twitter. Get off Twitter. Stop it. It's not healthy. For anyone, not for the world.
The Nazi bar.
Yep. Let's get out of the Nazi bar. Don't drink there. So yeah, please go ahead and do that. Maybe rewatch a few of my videos that you really liked. Because this is not just me, right? YouTube has been being weird with algorithms for a while, and I think a lot of YouTubers have noticed it, but it has recently been hitting kind of hard. Most of my videos lately have not been doing what I would have expected. Yeah, so if you could help me out, I would really appreciate it. I would like to see, a few more views, a few more shares, stuff like that. It really does help. And make sure that you like this stream and put a comment on it after you're done. Maybe share it, because it sucks. And like I always say, I want to keep doing this as long as I possibly can. And while it is the case that I get my income primarily from people joining the Patreon, joining the membership, giving super chats, stuff like that, that only happens if people show up to the channel. And people don't show up to the channel if the view counts and the watch times aren't high enough. So anything you could do on that front would be greatly appreciated to help out. I've started being a little bit more proactive and posting links to upcoming videos in a few more places. I don't know the degree to which it's going to help, but yeah, that's my ask. And also, last thing, if you want to help me render my animations, there is a How to Render for Me guide in the description. Basically, you download the Sheepit client that is appropriate to your what am I trying to say? Operating system. That's what I'm trying to say. They don't have a Temple OS version, so don't even try. Mostly because you can't connect Temple OS to any other computer. Temple OS computers do not network, period. That was a good design feature. The guy did not want them to connect, so you literally couldn't use Sheepit on a Temple OS computer, even if you could run the client on it. But yeah, then use the login information that's in my description, and it will give me the points for you rendering. We're not going to get into everything about how it works, but also Dinosaurian Dude just gave 5 more Dapper Dinosaur memberships. So I'm going to take 5 drinks while Kip tells us why it is that Hebrew...
while I respond to Normandy Foxtrot.
Oh, Kip, you got wrecked.
I checked the fundraiser, but if I count the processing fee, I can only donate like $1.40 or something. I don't know if that's useful. What's more useful is if you can't afford to donate, just spread the link around.
Mm-hmm. All right, now, Kip, while I take 4 more drinks, you're going to tell everyone why Hebrew is in fact the oldest language.
Well, because as everyone knows, when the nations separated at the Tower of Babel, the basal language was Hebrew, the language that creation was bespoke, and the language that Adam and Eve spoke in the Garden of Eden. And we know that because that's the language that the texts were written in, which are also very obviously like news. They're like journalistic accounts of these things. Like someone was sitting there and dictating the things that the snake was there, and they're like, okay, could you repeat that?
God was there.
Serpent?
The angels were there.
Yes.
In Jubilees, one of the angels
like
gods.
Gods. Okay. So,
actually, I heard someone today getting very confused about something being referred to as a seraph in one verse and a nachash in the other verse. It's because this person clearly has a very modern Christian view about what a seraph is, and it's like, oh, buddy, oh, you poor guy.
Oh my God, Fibonacci in the chat writes pre-Yiddish arrow, anti meaning before submitting.
That's actually really good.
Brilliant.
That is
Very
amazing.
good.
Tad is mad for $2 says, Kip is wrong. The basal language is pre-Yiddish. Yeah, as we all know, pre-Yiddish is in fact the first language. Which I guess just ultimately goes back to like Proto-Indo-European. Although, Kip, have you heard the hypothesis that Hittite actually shares a common ancestor with Proto-Indo-European rather than being an Indo-European language itself?
I feel like this is something I've heard.
Well, so
But
Hittite
go
lacks a
ahead.
number of the various features that you associate with like the verbal system of Indo-European languages, especially early ones. And so the hypothesis, which is not widely accepted, but it's at least something interesting to think about, is that it actually has cognates with Indo-European languages because it shares a common ancestor with Proto-Indo-European that goes back even farther, which explains why Proto-Indo-European verb systems tend to have features that it doesn't. And like, look, you would need a lot of evidence to get to that point, but I think it's worth looking into. I don't think it's true, but like,
Who needs evidence when you could just make it up?
well, this is one of those things where like, there's actually good reason to investigate this. This isn't just completely off the wall and we know it's absolutely not true. And part of that is also that we're getting our written Hittite in like times when Proto-Indo-European probably would have only recently broken up, which would mean that Hittite is very, very, very close to Proto-Indo-European, which does make it a little odd that it's missing some of those features. But then again, that's not proof. That's not conclusive. So it's an interesting thing to think about, is what I'll say.
Yeah.
In the meantime, if you say Hittite is Indo-European, I will absolutely not disagree with you. That's fine. Lieutenant Math Navigator for $5 says, this is bullshit. Everyone knows the original language was early modern English. That's why the Bible was written in it and translated to Hebrew. It was actually written in Klingon and then translated to early modern English and then translated into Hebrew. Actually,
Translated to Greek. No. Translated to Greek.
Well, the Greek.
And then translated to Hebrew.
Oh, right. I forgot about that part. Yep. Yeah. Thanks, Amon Hillman, for just being the dumbest and most punchable guy alive.
So last night when they were talking about the purple goo and Jesus and the aliens and the lambs and all that, Kip, I was like, oh, well, this explains why Amon Hillman was saying burning purple. This is totally in line with where he got all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I might have fallen asleep at that point. I fell asleep in the show last night.
Kip sent me this thing where, like, sure, Amon Hillman gets like a new asshole ripped for him by an actual biblical scholar / classical guy who actually, you know, is not classicist, who's like not an idiot.
Scholar.
Sorry, classicist. But and it was fun to hear him get like a new asshole ripped into him. But like, I also had to listen to a lot of Amon Hillman, and oh man,
my God, does that guy have like the most grating voice?
Yeah, he's like nails on a chalkboard, like constantly.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I am pretty confident that man is always on massive amounts of speed.
Yes, you have to think so.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know for certain. I'm not a doctor, but like, he's got that jaw waggle that's always going. He's always moving. He talks a little faster than it seems is normal. And he's always got that, like, he's always got like a sing-songy voice. And it's like, oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Methamphetamines.
I'm not for certain, but like maybe lay off whatever stimulants it is. Maybe he's just taking a lot of Adderall. I don't know.
I continue to get, for me at least, I think I'm surprised that I continue to get a high number of comments on my videos about how about Hillman's bullshit.
They can only show up in the comments because they know they'll get nuked out of the live chat.
Yeah. The fun ones for me too are when these people show up at like other like much larger channels that are deemed quite respectable, right?
Unlike yours.
Josh and I recently,
and they just start spewing
unlike
BS.
mine. Well, no, they're like, oh, you should totally do a collab with Amon Hillman. When are you gonna get Amon Hillman on?
Okay, no.
Next up, Dapper Dinosaur does a collab with Kent Hovind. Like, no.
Yeah.
No, you did that and wrecked him already.
Well, that's true.
In the chat, Raina Vast says Bible in the original Santa.
Oh God, no. Oh,
God.
oh man,
Oh,
so cursed. Actually, that the whole Nachash thing that I said just now reminded me. Back when I used to check Facebook, someone tried to argue with me that Nachash did not mean serpent, and so I'm like, all right, what is your source for that? Because then I pointed to like a Hebrew lexicon I happen to own, which isn't a amazingly great one. It's pretty old. I should probably get a newer one, but whatever, it doesn't matter that much. But the source they pointed to was a Black Hebrew Israelite giving a talk. And I was like, my God, dude. So
No.
my source is an academic lexicon, and your source is some guy who thinks that Hebrew doesn't have vowels, even though he pronounces it with vowels. That's your source for this.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro. Roshinus for 199 says, do a collab with Raw Matt.
Do a collab with Raw
Oh
Matt.
man, I feel like I would. Okay, I'll say this, right? There's a meme about Nurgle, the plague god from Warhammer 40k. And the meme is that he shakes hands with Asmongold and then has to go wash his hands off because he's Nurgle, the plague god.
Oh my God, amazing.
Right? I feel like I would be Nurgle in that situation. I do not want to get anywhere near that man. He is disgusting to me.
That meme is the most accurate thing that's ever been created.
Well, I mean, I think it was Tuesday. I described Asmongold's rat alarm clock, and apparently a large portion of chat did not know about the dead rat alarm clock. So, that is mad for $2 says the Bible was written in ultra French. Oof, is that worse or better than Santa?
It's better.
Is it better? Okay.
It's marginally intelligible, whereas Santa just sounds like someone opened up the pits of hell.
Seriously. All right, I'm gonna hit play.
So you can.
That's when we started taking vitamins.
So
no, you started eating fruit as a nearly exclusive part of your diet, guy. What do you think fruit has?
Because your body wasn't producing the vitamins.
Like, do they realize that the way that we figured out how to make sure sailors don't get scurvy is just by providing them with fruit? For the reason that there's a lot of vitamin C in fruit. Now, to be fair, we provided them largely with citrus because that's got the most vitamin C of most easily available fruits. But like, eating some apples and berries is going to help too. There's a reason why fruit is a major part of the diet of basically every culture out there, with very few exceptions. And even those exceptions, they have alternate sources for vitamin C. Let's see. Inquisitive Infidel says light language conlang.
Light language conlang.
Like as in like it's the different colors or different like pulses of light. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
I wouldn't make.
By the way,
but
Fearmonger in the chat says he was speaking Santa there. Kind of was. Also, read Rain of Ost's chat because I'm tempt up.
Oh, there it is. Ancient Hebrews be like, oh God. This is just the Shema, but with absolutely no vowels, and I don't know if I can read it.
Come on.
Okay.
I believe in you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. There's the original ancient Hebrew. God, that was so cursed.
You should. Oh my God, Dapper! You need to make a Black Hebrew Israelite conlang, and it's just Hebrew with no vowels. That could be your entry for the Curse Conlang Circus next time.
Technically, that's not even a relax, but yeah, it's something, and it is cursed. So much, all the consonants all in a row. All right, I'm gonna hit play.
Oh, so none of these other creatures contained vitamin. I don't believe that.
You shouldn't believe that because it says vitamin C metabolism. That is the ability to create vitamin C, and you shouldn't believe that because that's what was lost here. So yes, all the other animals did contain vitamin C because they could make it themselves.
This is why we had to start eating it, you fool.
Like,
Ugh.
okay, Fad, I need you to consider something. I want you to consider that it's possible that the people who made this chart, maybe they're not right, but they're at least smart enough to write a chart that means something coherent, even if it's wrong. Just consider that, because, they're smarter than you are, which is pretty obvious. So when you read this chart and your first thought is, well, this doesn't even form a coherent idea, step back and think maybe what's actually having trouble forming coherent ideas is the guy whose name is Fat Ass Dog Emperor and has an AI dog with a crown as his profile pic. Because you've already clearly offloaded a whole bunch of your thinking onto things that aren't brains and that can't think. So clearly you're already not the smartest knife in the drawer. Lieutenant Math the Navigator for $5 says, this contains more meaning than these people have produced in this whole video. Yeah, that's true.
Atomic Squirrel in the chat rates, squeeze a hamster. Vitamin C squirts out. Little known fact.
Actually,
This explains why Twofer Hawat had to milk the cat, honestly.
So here's an interesting thing, actually. A bunch of rodents also don't have the ability to make...
reference.
Yes, it was. A bunch of rodents also actually lack the ability to make vitamin C. And they have a broken gulo gene, just like humans do. Except it's broken in a different way. And they all have it broken in the same way that's different from the same way that all primate gulo pseudogenes are broken. Which means that they lost the ability to make vitamin C independently in two different lineages. One of primates and one of rodents. And we can actually tell that it's different breakages, which means it happened independently. But it turns out that those rodents also eat a lot of fruit. So it doesn't matter.
Dapper,
Mm-hmm.
do I need to turn my camera off if I step off screen? Because I am really craving cheese and I'm going to go downstairs and get some cheese.
I'm not going to tell you you have to turn it off. You can do whatever you want. It's up to you. Do you want to be seen going downstairs to get cheese?
I mean, people probably can't see me once I walk out of the frame.
It's true. Do you want people to be able to see?
If that messes up your layout.
I mean, it will, but what it will do is just put my profile picture where you are, which doesn't matter to me that much. So you just do whatever you want.
Well, in the words of David Lynch, I like cheese and I continue to eat cheese.
Yes. All right. I don't think we have another super chat to read. Oh, wait, now we do. Tad is Matt for $2 says, do hamsters create vitamin C? I don't think they do, but that's just because they don't live long enough, even if they could. So I don't know. What do you think? Kip, do you know what a hamster is?
No.
That is the hybrid of a human and a hamster.
Where did we find such a thing?
Fertility labs. It is a now uncommon test for male fertility to see if the male spermatozoa can actually penetrate into an ovum. They take a hamster ovum, remove the zona pellucida, which would do a little gate check based on protein shells, and then if the sperm can actually penetrate the ovum, it will actually fertilize that ovum, and then it will undergo several rounds of cell division and then die. But if the sperm can't, then we know that's not the fertility problem. If it can't do that, then we know that that is a fertility problem for the person whom you're testing. And yeah, it's one of the things I bring up with creationists when they're like, well, if they can bring forth, even if it's a sterile hybrid, then they're the same kind. So it's like, okay, so humans and hamsters, same kind then. Because hybrid human hamsters, real thing. They don't live very long.
Wow.
But they do exist. They're out there.
That's wild. So just the embryos though, right?
Well, I mean, even I wouldn't even call them embryos. They're like blastocysts at best.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But that's a living organism right there. And they usually
wild.
don't give you like a hard and fast rule as to how long the hybrid has to be able to survive for in order for it to count. Because there have been other ones where like, oh yeah, this was like a camel llama hybrid that lasted for a few years and that counts. It's like, okay, so if it dies early, that's still fine. That still counts. Hamsters then.
Those would a hamster be protected by the Supreme Court?
You know what? I don't know. I don't think they've taken up that question.
Maybe someone should.
I know that in most places in the United States, it's in vitro fertilization is still legal, even though excess zygotes are produced, which are then not kept. So I don't know. Although you can bet there are in fact people in the Republican Party who are trying to get rid of in vitro fertilization for that very reason.
There sure are. Yeah.
Dinosaurian dude for €2 says if they don't if you deliver them. Deliver, got it. Let's see. Roshina for $4.99 says, remember when pregnancy tests involved peeing on a rabbit? It was peeing into a cup that then had some of the urine withdrawn and then injected into the rabbit. But yes, I do in
Wow.
fact, I am in fact aware of that.
I do not. Wow.
So what happens is the hormones like progesterone and whatnot that are associated with pregnancy in humans are more or less identical to the same hormones in rabbits. And so you take a female rabbit and you inject it with the potentially pregnant person's urine, which then introduces, if that person is pregnant, the pregnancy hormones into the rabbit. And then the rabbit will start undergoing changes, which you can observe in an autopsy, that are consistent with pregnancy in the rabbit. So basically, you inject the allegedly pregnant person's urine into the rabbit, wait a few days, kill the rabbit, check to see was it under the influence of pregnancy hormones.
This is wildly inefficient.
Feels like quite a labor-intensive.
Yeah, it's no longer used much. But before things like
Labor-intensive.
before things like pee on a stick pregnancy tests were even possible, they didn't have a whole lot of
Yeah.
options.
Right. But so who was using this particular test and when?
A lot of people. It was, I believe, it was like an early 20th century pregnancy test.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and no,
Okay.
it's not very efficient. And I'm pretty
Wow.
sure it was very expensive.
Wow.
But in an age where
yeah,
you can't
right?
just go down to the corner store and get a pregnancy test like stick based thing, and then go to the bathroom and then find out in a few hours, it was better than nothing. Or better than waiting 5 or 6 months to be sure.
Now I'm going to have to figure out how to work this bit of newfound knowledge into
A similar test was also done with
into my
frogs.
teaching streams.
So,
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
turns out humans.
Did the frog die?
yes, the
as
frog
well?
dies in this
Boy.
test. Additionally, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just
Humans have killed a lot of
Wow.
animals in the name of finding out things. At least in this case, unlike reading the entrails of like a chicken or a goat, this actually works.
sure. Yes.
So, Lieutenant Matt the Navigator for $5 says, but what if you urinate on a striped stick? Well, then you will have a striped
Oh.
baby. That's what happens. Genesis
right,
taught me that.
Jillian?
Yeah, Genesis 30, I believe, is where it
Oh.
is. Right? Is it
No, I'm
Genesis
sorry.
30?
I'm looking at. Sorry, I was completely distracted by Jillian's comment because I watched MASH in its entirety, but it was so long ago. I forget most of it.
Oh,
That's
does the rabbit
probably-
thing come up in
yeah.
MASH?
I imagine so. Yeah,
Okay.
or maybe the chicken.
Apparently,
thing,
there was
or
an
the frog
episode about
thing,
it.
Okay.
I guess.
I'm going to hit play.
So yeah.
I don't believe
Wait,
that
what
none of
about
these
Genesis
creatures
30?
before them.
Oh, that's where you find out that if you pee on a stripy stick, you have a stripy baby.
Yes. Yes. Stripy babies.
Actually, here's an interesting thing. If you could actually take a look at which X chromosome is expressed in a human with 2 X chromosomes, you would find out they also have stripes. And each stripe corresponds to which X chromosome is being expressed in that part of the body. It's also why calico cats are all XX, because the coat color stuff occurs on the X chromosome, and you have to have 2 of them to get the calico pattern, because it's actually the pattern of 2 different X chromosomes expressing in different parts of the body. So,
Katie
Okay,
Lewis
two things.
is saying that.
This is why the rabbit
I'll
died
do
was
my
a slang
thing
term
after
for pregnancy. Yeah.
Was that one of the things? So, because yeah, well, so did the rabbit only die if it was like pregnancy?
no,
urine?
checking.
No, you have to kill it to find the results.
Yeah. It dies. It has a
Yes.
death sentence the minute you
But-
inject it with the urine.
Sure, but then I mean, it would die even if you're not pregnant,
Right.
So,
And
Yeah.
Dinosaurian Dude
Interesting.
for €2 says Blasco lines. Yep. Those are what those little stripy bits are called on not just humans, but like mammals in general with 2 X chromosomes.
Ted is mad braits. YouTube won't let me put this in a super chat, but you can play Doom on a pregnancy test.
Okay. So I do want to clarify that, because that was actually not just a stock pregnancy test playing Doom. That was someone
I
had
mean,
stuck
obviously.
basically a Raspberry Pi into the shell of a pregnancy test. So, but yeah, you can play Doom
I-
on almost anything.
I still think the best example is somebody who got Doom to run on AO3.
I also saw someone who I
So
think
good.
got a very the renderer was very simplified, and it was only like E1 M1, but got it running on Redstone slowly in Minecraft, and so got Doom to run in Minecraft. So
Incredible.
yeah. Renee Reborn over and over and over, who's at the amniote level, says the frogs actually changed colors and didn't need to be autopsied. Oh, that's nice for the frogs. It's why the frog test took over from the rabbit test. Well, that is nice. It is cheaper if you can reuse the animals, I suppose. Yeah. All right, Metageeky Platypus Librarian for $5 says they thought the rabbit ovaries could only be tested once. They actually realized if you waited a few months, you could reuse the rabbit. Science. Well, that's good for the rabbit, I suppose. Eventually. Now we just don't need to inject urine into animals to test for pregnancy, thankfully.
Yeah, can we just not piss all over frogs and stuff?
It's far worse. I would rather have someone urinate on me than be injected with their urine. Urinating on me is something I can go to the shower and take care of. If someone injects it into me, what am I going to do? There's nothing I can do. That's it. It's in there. Yeah. It would be better if it was just peeing on the animals. Lieutenant Matt the Navigator for $5 says, you can play Doom on an abacus. I think that's technically true, but it would have to be a very big abacus, and it will be a very slow experience.
Yes, it would.
I did
Trixie
see...
Purple writes, I want to see Doom on a literal potato.
I've seen someone power a Raspberry Pi that was running Doom with rotting potatoes. That was interesting. Turns out when they rot, they give you a higher voltage than when they're just fresh. So he was able to get rotting potatoes, but his entire garage was just full of chained up rotting potatoes powering a Raspberry Pi. And I was like, that seems awful.
Describing them as chained up is a very different connotation than linked together.
Well, yeah, I suppose that's true. I saw someone who made a mechanical computer out of Legos that could play Snake. And the entire thing was just Lego and the various mechanical interlinks that Lego has for you. Roshna for $1.99 says, no, Dapper likes water sports. That is not what Dapper said. Actually, I think that that is not what Dapper said. And I don't think you can draw that conclusion. I don't think that's a fair conclusion to draw there. But then again, I feel like Roshan is going to draw whatever conclusions Roshan is going to draw.
I have never contained vitamin C before.
Hey, we hit the super chat goal. Fuck yeah.
Oh, we did.
Nice.
Look at that. Drakion 04P for $2 says, didn't someone render Doom on bacteria? That was a thing that I think happened. They got bacteria to display a Doom screen in monochrome color. But yeah, I do think that was a thing. I'm not positive though. But yeah, we have our thing is done. So what one is English as she is spoke. So what we're going to do is we're going to read 4 pages from English as she is spoke.
That feels like a lot.
It's not
Before
that
you
much.
do that, I
almost-
think Kip should get a really emphatic F-bomb after you're done.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Or you could just do it now.
I could
I feel
just
like you're gonna need it
could
after.
just do that now. Oh, what do I feel especially fucking passionate about to use my F-bomb? Boy.
Wait until Dapper reads.
All right, yeah, you can just
Yeah,
that's fine.
let's do that. I have to think about it.
Let's see. Titus Mad says the RPI was largely for storage and controller input. The stick was doing the processing and display. And that was for
Raspberry Pi.
$5. And then let me get the oh yeah, that was our Raspberry Pi. Yeah. Good catch there. All right, so we're still in a list of vocabulary sections. This is our last bit of vocabulary, and then we go into familiar phrases. So, military objects. The bait. The arquebus. Not arquebus.
Wait, how do you spell the bait?
THE space BAIT period. There is a period there. A bandolier.
And this is a military object?
Yes, the bait. Period.
Okay. The bait.
Mhm. The fire pan. A bomb catch. Not catch. Catch. The military case. A fusel, comma, a gun. Period. Music's instruments. This is music apostrophe S. Music's instruments. A flageolet. A dram. And a hurdy-gurdy. At least one of those is, in fact, an actual musical instrument. But there we go.
But these are still military objects.
No, these are music
No,
instruments.
these were military objects.
No, these are music instruments. I
no,
already said
you said-
music's instruments.
Oh, I thought the music's instruments was
sorry.
part of the military.
I understand.
objects.
This
Oh,
is another section. Chastisements.
okay.
A fine, honorable fine, to break upon, to tear off the flesh. That sure is a chastisement. And to draw to 4 horses.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Let's see. Familiar phrases. So we've got... That was one whole page, Kip, that we just did.
Okay.
So we've got familiar phrases. Go to send for. Have you say that? Have you understand that he says? At what purpose have they so? Put your confidence at my. At what o'clock dine him? Apply you at the study during that you are young. That's very good advice, everybody. Remember, apply you at the study during that you are young. Dress your hairs. Sing an aria.
Sorry. These are what?
These are familiar phrases. You should be familiar with all of these, Kip. Let's see. These apricots and these peaches make me and to come water in mouth.
Okay.
Okay.
How do you can it to deny? Yeah, Kip. How do you can it to deny?
Well, Dapper, these peaches and these.
Fibonacci writes, "How are you, gentlemen? All your base are belong to us."
Yes.
Yes.
Let's see.
Yes.
This
But who was phone?
wax my shoes. That's at least comprehensible. This is that I have think. These are the dishes whose you must be and to abstain. This
Someone set up us the bomb. Yes.
This meat
The
is
old
not
meme.
too overdo. This ink is white. Oh, okay. This room is filled of bugs. That's unfortunate. This girl have a beauty edge. Oh.
Rain of X says I say at least 5 of these phrases every day.
It is a noise which to cleave the head. This wood is full of thieves. That's not thieves plural.
This
That's
wood
thieves
is
apostrophe s.
Phil
Yes, this wood is fill of thief apostrophe
of
s.
thieves.
For 60 says, a dinosaurian dude says, why does this sound normal 40 drinks in?
Seriously. Fibonacci says English as she is spoken. Thank you. That's it. That's the
Yeah.
best description of this.
Yeah.
It's English.
Let's see. I just lost my place. Oh, okay. Tell me, it can know to one. Sorry. Tell me, it can one to know. Give me some good milk, newly get out. Tomorrow, 2 different words. So tomorrow, high shall be entirely, parenthesis, her master, close parenthesis, or unoccupied.
Wow.
Okay.
She do not that to talk and to cackle.
She do not that to talk and to cackle.
Yes.
This
Are
is
there- is
what
there
it
any- it's
sounds
just-
like when you read an interlinear Bible
Yes.
And
you don't know
Yeah.
the
just-
grammar.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
don't know the grammar.
Yeah.
That's why interlinear Bibles are dangerous. And the thing is,
Yeah.
there's like almost no window for when they're useful, because if you don't know enough of the grammar to read them, they're just going to be a bunch of gibberish, or you're going to have an overinflated view of what you actually can learn from them. And by the time you learn enough grammar for them not to be confusing, you don't really need
You
them.
don't really
No.
need them.
Yeah.
You stop reading them.
Also-
at that point.
I will say this, that Owen Morgan of Telltale, bless his heart, he doesn't know how to read, or at least he didn't know how to read an interlinear, because he took a
Oh, I
sentence
saw that.
and instead of starting on the right hand side of the column
Yeah. He
page
read his Hebrew backwards.
reading, he read the line backwards, and so it came out extra jumbled, and he
Mhm.
was like, yeah, this doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm like, you think?
Yeah. Let's see. We got dry
Hey.
this wine. He laughs at my nose. He jest by me. He has spit in my coat. That is very rude of him. He has me.
Wow.
He has me take out my hairs. He does me some kicks. This must be a karate class. He has scratched
That's a a millennial
we-
on early 2000s internet describing
he
Sorry,
does me
martial
some
arts.
kick.
Sorry,
He
are-
does me
are
a
we-
kick.
are-
Yeah.
Are we still in common phrases?
Yeah, it's going to be a
Yeah.
while, but we only have one more page of them because that was the second page that
boy.
or third page that we just did. When I say a page, these are not very long pages, Kip.
No, clearly.
He has scratched the face with her nails. So I guess someone is taking
Piece of
someone else's nails and scratching at someone's face.
Piece
Oh,
of chat.
Tad is mad for $2 says, you need to make merch of this. We will buy it. I'm actually not sure what the
Yes.
legality is there. That's it. It's possible it's possible it might be legal. I have to look into the legality though. Because
But not a heckin' kick, yeah. He did me a heckin' kick.
it's true. Let's see. He burns one's self the brains. He is valuable, his weight's gold. He has the word for to laugh. He do the devil at 4. Wow. Is that about Saddam Hussein? Or now I guess Trump, who's now the new Satan's boyfriend down in hell? Down in
It's
hell.
a new one. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what that's about. He do
Or
the devil at
JD.
4.
Could be. No. Yeah, not JD.
Well, JD
That's
is like the
right.
backup.
He's right.
Hmm.
Let's see. He make to weep
Yeah,
the room.
Fibonacci's right. Fibonacci's correct. 1855 is well into the public domain by now.
That's a good point. Yeah. Dinosaurian dude for €6 says, "You bet I'm drying this wine. Yeah, dry the wine. It's very important." Let's see. He was fighted in duel. They fight oneself together. He do want to fall. It must never to laugh of the unhappiness. He was wanted to be killed. That's rough, buddy. I am confused all your civilities. Me too. Me
Wait,
too.
That's the early version of OP is kill.
Yes. I am catched cold. I not make what to coffin. Wait, coffined? I make what to coffined spick.
Coffined?
Yeah, COUGHAND. Coffined.
Coffined.
Yes.
As like a word?
Yeah, that's a whole word right there.
What kind of word is that?
I don't know. It's a English word, obviously. This is English as she is spoke, Kip. I make what to coffined spit. There's only a few more. We're gonna get through them. Never I have feeled a such heat. Till say dash us, till say us, till hither. I have put my stockings outward. I have cropped the candle. I have mind to vomit. Well, that's unfortunate. I will not to sleep on street. All right. Actually, if you want
Wow.
Vishanti not to sleep on street, check out the fundraiser.
Correct. I have
Yes,
not to sleep on street.
Please.
That's what you should read.
Egyptomaniac writes,
Wow.
interlinear Quran is useful to me. I know enough of the grammar to recognize the construction, but I don't know enough of the old-fashioned vocabulary.
That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, because there's a
Interlinear
lot.
Quran.
The grammar is not that different between like Quranic Arabic and like Al-Fusha. And so like if you're familiar with what is often in English called modern standard Arabic, vocab's probably going to be your biggest barrier. Roshina for $4.99 says, I can't even imagine what phrases these were supposed to represent. I can figure it out with some of them, but
mean,
most
Some
There's
of
like
them I can
two.
figure out.
I picked up 3 of them. I think I was listening very hard. Most of them, it's just like what?
yeah. It's a little
is
bit
also
easier
what
if
it-
you know some French because you might be able to try to like back translate towards French, but even then it's still
Yeah.
rough.
That's how I'm
It's-
recognizing some of these, because when you overly literally translate Spanish grammatically, this is what it comes out sounding like.
Also, if you ignore things like declensions, but if you just and conjugation, well, actually I meant conjugations in this case because it's not like French has a lot of conjugation or declension going on. But yeah, if you just ignore conjugations and you're like, you know what? What if all verbs were infinitive? What if they just all were? What if we just didn't care?
Rain of Ast in the chat rates. The thing about this is I can hear what is very obviously the Romance language sentence patterns with the reflexes and the infinitives, but hearing it in English is still hilarious.
It's like, what if English
And-
had French grammar?
Yes. Noise ending and followed up with Fibonacci. I'm imagining all of these in the backwards talking Twin Peaks Red Room voice. That English you like is going to come back into style.
Oh, all right.
Meanwhile,
We're getting a little bit more of the video in. I don't think we're hitting our over under today. Nope. We're going under. by a lot. We've only done about a minute.
No, they did. It's saying they naturally got it from their metabolism.
Once again, Nick being the marginally smarter of the pair. Nick, I said this last time. I'm going to say it again. Why do you bring him on? He just makes you seem dumb. Drop him.
Mm-hmm.
You do not need
Yeah.
him.
Stop him.
You will be. Look, you're not going to sound smart if you get rid of Fad, but you're at least going to like seem slightly less moronic.
Yeah, and
Girl, don't
Now
them.
now they don't. After this thing,
Yeah, just like you.
they need to
Listening
take
to
vitamin
his
C.
well, I'm sure it's
congested
still in the,
nasally voice, I'm sitting here like, take a freaking decongestant. My God.
No, he makes his own, just like he thinks he makes his own vitamin C. Tad is Matt for $2 says English with French grammar is cyber French.
Cyber French.
Cyber French. Okay.
You know, that actually does remind me. I did one time go into like a place where people were speaking some French, online, and I started off with like, "Hey, my French isn't great," but and then basically everyone was just like, "Get out." I was like, "All right, never mind. I'm not going to bother practicing French." Hey, French people. Maybe like most of the rest of the world, you should just be happy when people bother to try to speak your stupid language.
You cannot speak it perfectly like a native French person. Get out. I don't want your dirty sounds tarnishing my language.
It's a great way to just make sure no one bothers to learn your language, is just being a dick to
Yeah.
everyone
And
who
they're fine with
tries.
that.
Yeah, I mean, to
They're
be
fine
fair.
with it.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like if I find someone who's taking an effort to speak my language, I appreciate that.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm not going to sit there and correct them unless they ask me for that. Like, I do have a friend who's Mexican, and he has like, "Hey, can you be like my English informant? Because I know enough Spanish to know where he's getting hung up and why, and I also know enough about like grammar and linguistics to help with that." And so I do correct his English because he specifically asked me to.
He asked.
Right.
Yeah.
their diets, though.
Yeah, they had to eat it.
Yeah. See, Nick is the one who kind of gets it. Why is Fat even here? Nick is like, well, I think they just get it from their diets and whatnot. Yeah, exactly, Nick. Thank you. Thank you for having a modicum of common sense here.
They got it from their metabolism before.
Yes.
Now they're saying they have to eat it to get it. Before they just naturally got it somehow. I don't know, dude. It's all BS, if you ask me. It's the dumbest thing. Like,
okay, I know that you get it.
The
think
dumbest thing.
Yeah, I get that you think it's BS.
Wow.
But at the very least, you understand what the chart is saying, and at this point, that itself is the new bottom of the barrel like bar that you need to clear. Is, do you even understand what you're looking at in the first place before you critique it? And Nick is kind of getting there with this one. So good job, everybody. We did it. Well, they did it.
Read Normandy Foxtrot's chat.
Dapper, you can't ask the French not to be snobby like that. Treason to the Republic or something. All right, that's a fair point.
That's like treason to the Republic.
Yeah. Yeah. Ah, the French.
I don't know how they can prove any of that. It's all make-believe, La La Land.
Okay, so that's an interesting question. How do we know that primates very early on lost the ability to metabolize or to create vitamin C through their own metabolism? Well, first, we note that it's a thing in all extant primates, right? And we also can look at the genetics of this, right? So we can say, okay, what is the gene that produces the protein that enables vitamin C synthesis in animals broadly? It turns out there is a particular gene. It's this GULO gene. I don't remember what that stands for or why it's named that, so don't ask. And then we say, okay, do primates have a homologous gene in their genomes? And we check and we say, well, yes, they do, but it's broken. Something about it means that it can't actually turn into a functional protein. I don't remember exactly what it is. Maybe it's got a broken promoter. Maybe it's missing a start codon or a stop codon. I don't actually remember. Again, that's something you'd have to look up. But what we can say is it's broken the same way in all primates, which means that it had to be broken that way in the common ancestor of all modern primates. And
Short for
Carpolestes,
gulag.
short for gulag, maybe.
Yeah.
But that's, and we're putting that at Carpolestes because Carpolestes looks about as basal as the common ancestor of all primates would look. Do we actually know that Carpolestes is the common ancestor for all primates? No, it probably wasn't. But it's still a good representative of that stage. That's how we know this. And the reason that we think that that is due to evolution is for the very simple fact that genetic traits get passed on via reproduction, which means if you share a particular and rather unusual genetic trait with something, chances are you have a common ancestor that also had that trait. We do that with humans, right? Like, if you find out that someone has some rare genetic disorder, you test their siblings and their parents, and you find out that, oh, look, probably both their parents are heterozygous for this. Oh, wow, that must be the whole common ancestry thing, right? Yeah. And so the question that we have to have for creationists is, since we know that genetic similarity implies relatedness, how far back do we have to go before it doesn't, and how do we know and why? And creationists don't have an answer to those questions. It's basically just vibes, and humans are special boys. That's it. Those are the only rules they have.
Why is chromosome 2 fused? Don't worry about it.
So actually, I was recently looking at a Georgia Purdom, and she actually seems to be of the opinion that it was a real fusion, but it doesn't matter anyway.
There are people for whom I feel like their work post receiving a doctoral degree should be revoked. Like hers, you went through all the trouble to learn proper biology, to learn all of the methodology that goes into this, and then you just went, nah, fuck it. And she shits all over it and teaches the opposite. Like in that specific case, whoever her university is should review whether or not she should be continuing to have this degree, because girl.
Yeah. Roshner for 199 says, wait, babies inherit genes? Yeah, as it turns out. Cross-platform adventure says Gulo stands for gulanolactone L-oxidase. Thank you very much. That does sound like it's probably accurate.
Gulag.
I'm pretty sure it's not gulag, especially since it's G-U-L-O and gulag is G-U-L-A-G. Weren't you the one who was all about like Slavic vowels and whatnot earlier this stream?
No,
okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Also, you speak Spanish, which is another language that has very, very pure vowels that are very distinct.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. It's actually whenever someone asks like about Klingon vowels, I'm like, do you know Spanish vowels? The same thing. They're exactly the same. Just use Spanish vowels.
Nahuatl phonology, because you're about to get some.
Also true. Klingon has some Nahuatl phonology in there. Specifically because Mark Okrand he studied Central and South American native languages for his PhD. So Klingon actually has a fair few influences from Central and South American native languages, which I think is kind of cool. Let's see. Tad is mad for $2 says, Hatikva, everyone, I'm out. Hatikva to you too.
Hatikva. Tad is mad.
I have the absolute nerdiest audience. Yes, a Havtika.
No.
All right.
No. We're not doing that now.
What's that?
We've been on the Hatikva train for too long to be resorting to doing this right.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to say is we're going to start wrapping up. So, Kip, I'm going to give you a whole just over a minute. Just go. I'll tell you when to stop.
All right. I am going to be on What Your Pastor Didn't Tell You on Wednesday afternoon at 3:00 Pacific, 6:00 Eastern, to talk about my book. And Zach's a great guy. You guys should subscribe. He makes a ton of content on a regular basis. He has scholars on quite frequently. And then I will be back with Kiryat Brit reading Hebrew on Thursday evening at 5:00 Pacific, 8:00 Eastern, with Jordan Jones from Bible and Archaeology. Very exciting. And then Vish and I will be back on Friday with another live. So, and I think that's all
learning
I've got
stuff.
So,
All right. Well, that's before I was going to tell you to shut up. So, Vish, what do you got? You got another about a minute or so.
I was just gonna say that my fundraiser is still running. For those of you that want to know what happened, the short version is I got screwed by a roommate. and that sucks a lot. And their shittiness, unfortunately, is affecting me, and I'm trying to recover from that and move. So, if you would like for me not to have to sleep on the street, pass the link around. If you are able financially to donate, I am grateful. If you are not, just share the link around. Just boost it.
Sharing really does help. It like
really does.
statistically, it's shown to actually matter a lot.
Yeah.
Dinosaur.
And it's like, hey, if you share it around and somebody's like, yeah, okay, and they toss $5, that's $5 that I didn't have to resource this move and get out of here. So.
Dinosaurian Dude for €6 says, please tell me a Gulo gene is involved in the healing factor.
Amazing.
Sure.
They were talking about Wolverine.
I will say yes. All right. Yes, because that is the Wolverine. Anyway.
Stable Eagle. Oh my goodness.
I'm not even going to try.
Writing...
French with no vowels.
Yeah. Je pense. I got that first part. I'm not going to try the rest.
I'm not even going to, yeah. Also, Amber Rum and Dino Nuggies has joined the channel at the tetrapod level, so send some tetrapods. Do not send pelagic tunicates. I'm muting Vish so that she doesn't tell you to. So she's muted, so I can say what's coming up here. What's coming up for me is, first of all, Vish not being able to tell you to send pelagic tunicates because she can't because I muted her. Take that. But let's see, what else is coming up here for my channel? So on Thursday, we've got the last part of the Catholic geocentrism thing. So that should be on Thursday. On Tuesday, we've got Kent with Bent. That is Kent with Bent, The Legend of Hovind Abuser's Mask, because Kent Hovind is in fact an admitted child abuser and a convicted spousal abuser. Well, intimate partner abuser, since technically they weren't married in any legal sense, but whatever, I don't care. I'm not here to judge your relationships and their legal status. I will minimize this. Now no one can see anything. So I'm being betrayed. All right, I'll bring it back. So let's see. Then on Saturday, the plan... No! Stop it! The plan is for all of us to be back to continue on after we got through 1 minute and 33 seconds of this today. Which is low even for us. Yeah, we did very little information.
Yeah,
we went from Plesiodapus to Carpolestes, and that's it. That's all we did. So Nick and Fat, I'm sorry that if you expected us to get through more of your nonsense, but this is what we got. Also, we're getting some trans pride flags here in the chat, and we do in fact support trans rights here, because they should be supported everywhere. Because trans rights are human rights, and the way you can tell is that trans people are in fact human people. That's how you tell. If you're wondering, hey, does this person's rights count as human rights? You check to see, are they human?
Are they human?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, that's all you had. That's all you got to do. Now, if you can't tell, then I get why you might be confused. But then you come and ask an expert, like a anthropologist, and say, "Is this person human?" And they will tell you. All right,
that's a human person.
So what we're going to be doing after this is I am going to be heading over to the Discord. We're going to be watching the first 2 episodes of Monarch: Legacy of Monsters. So we're gonna
come on, season 2. It's coming soon.
It's coming soon. It's coming so soon that I'm thinking that
yeah.
it might actually be worth, like, after we get through like Enterprise, just watching season 2 and like reverting back to Godzilla real quick. So, because by then it should be all 10 episodes should be out by the time we finish Enterprise, which is what's happening after we finish Monarch: Legacy of Monster and 2 more Godzilla movies. So, all right, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, weekend. Yes, Kip.
Is that an Apple show or
It's an Apple show.
Disney show?
Apple.
That's an Apple show.
Apple.
Right.
Yep. All right. So I hope all of you have a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your weekend. Stay safe out there. And furthermore, ICE, which is a fascist gang of murdering thugs, should be abolished as the nicest thing that I can say about them. Hey, before you leave, I just want to take a second to thank my patrons and channel members, especially those pledging $20 or above.
Benthoven, Tapioca Weasel, Sphincter of Doom, Regios, Landon Knoll, Ian Chen, Elleron Teller, Felgevara, Kelvin Brostic Van Manen, David Hercules, Joshua Geese, Dan Sheedy, Pegajace, The Plastic Mouse, Arrow Dodger, Gordon Love Science, Trixie Purple, Agricola Sequa, S. Kenneth Swenson, Edwin M., Lance Hall, and John Ackerman.
It's because of my channel members and patrons whom you're seeing on screen that this channel can stay afloat. Without you, it would all shut down. If you want to join the team, there's a link to join the channel below this video, and there's a link to join the Patreon in the description. On the Patreon, you can get a 15% discount for pledging annually, and either way, you get early access to virtually all of my scripted videos months before they come out for the general public. Thanks for watching.